One cataract fixed. The other one will be December the 4th. Dr. Troya, part of the Familia in that little place that's Monaca. And of course, Sightline. You're a little bit younger, but I'll tell you this. If you get cataracts, go to Sightline. I haven't seen this good since I was during the PA at Oak Hill Field. I could see the numbers on the jerseys.
You know, it's interesting that you're having an eye issue. I got a contact that I don't know if it's in or if it's out. I was just down in the training room before I went and lifted, and I'm having a really hard time. Is it your left eye
No,
or
it's
your
the right eye.
So it's my left eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good. At least we got a pair between us.
By the way, if you really want to, when I hear left eye, I think of the great performer of TLC, who, remember, caught Andre Rison's house on fire. I miss her. She died tragically. I absolutely love TLC.
I have no idea.
That's why you have me
listen
here.
Listen to me. When I get out of this, whatever this is,
right.
When I get out of this, I have to learn all this culture that I've missed.
I got nothing else going on. By the way, he did just say that he's going to join us, depending on how things work out. Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show, his love of college football. I can't think of a better person to keep us in the know during the playoffs and everything. And
I got insider information on everybody.
Your West Virginia team's playing much better now.
I don't have any insider information.
No, but Richie's doing. They just beat Colorado. They're doing okay.
They do. He'll get it going. It's just they need a little momentum. That Houston win was a big deal for them. All right, it really was.
So it wasn't the storybook ending you were hoping. First,
there's no storybook.
But now listen, they won their, I think it's 28th. W&J is a good football team. Romano, 271 yards passing, but the junior was being harassed all day long. He ended up getting sacked 7 times. They were in his face. Crumbacher led your team with 148 yards receiving, while senior Seth Tyson, who I met a couple of weeks ago, totaled with a team-high 9 receptions.
That's 7 sacks. Make sure you get it right.
Yeah, I said 7.
Did you say 7?
Yeah,
Good.
7 sacks, and he had a team-high 9 receptions. I can see now.
I just said it because
I know.
It's just amazing.
You've been the coach through this entire journey.
The seven sacks.
Smiling faces.
7 sacks.
All right.
I had just made fun of a player, not that I coached, of course, long time ago, that gave up 6 sacks in one game. And we gave up 7. Yeah, they're really good. And I mean, not just pack good. They're NCAA D3 good.
Well, they were the winners, 49-7.
Yeah, you didn't have to give the score.
No, I know. Case Western coming up. We're going to come back. We'll have a final show next week, and then I'm going to get him on that Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show to help him decompress after the season to talk about his beloved football. But all in all, this has been, I know, wins and losses, you want more, but it's been really exciting to watch this offense do what you guys have done this year.
Well, that was what the frustrating part was on Saturday is, I thought we had some momentum in the first 2 quarters, and then we had some drive killers and made a few mistakes here and there, and then you look up at the scoreboard and it's 7-0, and then before you go into halftime it's 28-0, and then you're thinking, our whole theme was play this play, which means forget about what happened the last play this play, and our kids kept fighting. They are that may be one of the best overall W&J teams that I've seen.
Isn't it nice though to be a part of the history? I mean, we've been filming in here for years, but all of the different trophies, and I mean, I see like these headlines from the local paper, Geneva 16, Harvard 7. I mean,
I wasn't here for that one, Rob.
No, I was actually in the press box.
Yeah.
But I look at all these footballs and the NAIA titles and the things that you've done, and
it's history.
It is.
But history is, I
know,
to me
but it's just nice, and we'll do more of that next week. But even me, in a roundabout way, I went live before you came here, just to thank the college and the people, because I've really got a lot of joy out of coming here through the years.
Well, I mean, we can still do this. We're just going to need a reason.
But there's something really unique, and what I love about history, there's always new history being made in this Welcome Center. Just watching the foundation, it's kind of like a football team, They're going to be starting a whole new foundation.
The Welcome Center is really a unique idea, and it represents more than a building. It represents what I think our president, Dr. Trout, wants to leave his legacy as Geneva being thought of as in the forefront of Christian education. And that's a really tough, when you're talking about high academia and you're talking about integrating Christian faith into higher education, it is a really tough mix for a majority of people, because what you're looking at is people that may not come at it with a faith perspective, and because we're looking at it from a faith perspective, it is almost as if we're taking this step that, for those that don't believe it, very tough for them to comprehend. And then the integration of how do you teach these different disciplines in a college with a biblical foundation? How do you integrate the faith into coaching a football team? Things like that.
Listen, we've talked about through the years the transformation of student athletes who come here. But you know what I've noticed? I've noticed a lot of young people are buying into Christ long before they get to college. So I guess it's not rare for you to be out recruiting someone who's already accepted Jesus, right?
Well, I'd love to. I hear different reports. I hear different reports about this generation. But I know that right now I'm also hearing things of just what you said, of young people coming back either to the Catholic Church, people coming back, young people committing their life to Christ. It is an opportunity, and the integration of football and the Christian faith is what we've tried to do here. That's a tough thing, all right, because I can tell you that football in itself is not holy. In itself, it's not unholy. It just is. It's a game. But the lessons that you learn and the opportunity that you have to sit down and talk with young people, football provides the vehicle to be able to preach the gospel, and not preach it, teach it, and hopefully more, live it.
All right, not that he's trying to be cool, but I want to do you a little favor. Just put those on so that shields that eye.
You know what? I'm having an issue with that left eye. Huh?
You know what? I'll be able to tell you.
What, man? I'm telling you.
I'll tell you whether you have a contact. That's the worst thing in the world.
Is what?
When you can't find it and you feel it like it's
somewhere.
in there.
It's in my brain.
That's why you're of the age. You need to get LASIK.
I'm of the age.
And you know who told me to get this done too? A legend, Joe Hogan.
Joe did.
Who went to school here. He said,
yes,
you've got to get it done. So I got it done, J.H. All right.
Do I look like Roy Orbison?
No.
No. Okay, thanks. Go ahead.
Roy was good, though. That's the reason Elvis dyed his hair jet black, because of Roy Orbison. He loved Roy Orbison. All right, listen. So a new Catholic grade school is going to open on the north side, which I'm very excited about that. But I got to talk about one thing. Just a little trip down memory lane. You got Pitt, Notre Dame this weekend, the Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
But when I think of the Fighting Irish, you know who I think of? St. Joe. That Catholic grade school that is no more, and those Fighting Irish. And you could actually weigh 150 pounds and play Catholic midgets or football.
Oh, they had. I remember my first couple of football games playing against St. Joe's, and they had their own team and
green and white.
Green and white, and I honestly I don't even know how old I was. I might have been eight or nine. I don't know. And like standing out in the middle with this. If you could see the helmet that I had at that time, it was one of those that had the ears.
So yeah. Moon helmets.
Moon helmets. So they had the ears, and I'm like asking my dad, "What do I do?" My dad just said, "You see the guy with the ball?
Get him.
Just go, knock him over as hard as you can."
So you would have been Pop Warner midgets.
It was before midgets. Like It was like Mighty Mites or something. I don't know.
Well, you're young enough that could actually. I thought that didn't happen till. Like termites, Mighty Mites. I thought it was just Pop Warner.
Well, it might have been just. All I remember.
How much could you weigh to play? 115.
I could not play my last year because I weighed too much. And
you went to junior high then.
And played junior high when I was 7th grade. Yeah, so that might have been like a 5th grade experience or whatever.
Remember Batman, Coach Best?
No, he's the best.
He was.
No.
Listen.
Don't say that. Don't say best. Like I will tell you this. And I'm glad you're bringing him up.
Well, I got a story, but go ahead.
Coach John Best,
legend,
was our junior high coach, and we went undefeated, and whatever that was as freshmen. The group of guys that I graduated in 1979 from New Brighton still look at Coach Best as the most influential person in our lives, because we were going through that change of junior high to high school, and we had an incredible leader, and he allowed us to play ball and to be men. And every week I get a text from Brad, his son, on how I'm doing and whatever. And it just so happened that Brad and I were in the same, where we were at Baldwin Wallace together in the same fraternity. I can't say enough about Coach Best.
Well, let me just tell you a quick story. So I'm out for football, a rare moment in my life. And I was coming off of a broken ankle. And it was swelling up because, I was on it way too quickly. And I put it in hot water as opposed to cold water. Well, he was just thoroughly ticked. And Dan Hicks, who was an assistant, they wanted me as a tight end. So he said, okay, you're going to be a little slower with a swollen ankle. We're going to put you to tackle. And I was like humiliated. But my entire life, I always thought I let this guy down. And when I achieved, which would be like playing for the Steelers, going to KDKA.
Yes.
He was one of the first people that reached out to me. He was that kind of guy. He was just a really super individual.
He would write me letters. Like,
oh, wow.
And yes, absolutely. One of the most influential people in the New Brighton school system. Yep.
You realize how much of a throwback of a coach you are? You had to remove the sunglasses because you didn't want to appear to be too cool. You better take the pain.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, at West Virginia, Coach Nealon would never let us coach with sunglasses. He would, because his deal was like, the players have to see your eyes. There's no way you couldn't coach with your hands in your pocket, or you couldn't coach with sunglasses on because the players couldn't see your eyes.
How would you like to be a coach in the NFL? They're calling for LaFleur's job. They're calling for Tomlin's job. Dabo got bounced with the Giants.
Dabo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be tough coaching professional football.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I read an article last night or the night before, and it was on some Division III website. And the guy that was writing it was talking about how much talent this team had out in Wisconsin, and how many Division I AA transfers they had, and they didn't win. And the guy puts this comment in, like, I don't want it to get to like it is in Division I, where we're going to be calling for firing Division III coaches for not winning. But something's got to be done. And I thought, we're like insane if somebody thinks that Division III or Division II, that you're going to actually think about getting rid of a coach because they couldn't win a couple of games that year. This is crazy.
Okay, so with the transfer portal that we have now, will there be opportunities for young men in Division III to actually get a possibility of signing as a free agent and playing in the NFL, or actually get drafted in Division III?
Yeah, it's happening right now. There are schools that have either players that they're on the practice squad or actually playing. We played against a young man at Hobart years ago that actually was, I think he ended up a fourth-round draft pick. He was a legit. But it's going to happen. It's just the whole transfer portal, the NIL thing is coming, but I don't need to worry about that because we're playing Case.
Tell me about
in
this
Cleveland.
Team. That's one of the top teams.
It's again a top team. They have not won as much as I'm sure they would have liked. They've been in every game that they've played, and do we match up well with them? My biggest thing is not that question. My biggest thing is, can we get over the W&J disappointment? Like, in football, you can't carry it week to week. You know what I'm saying? You got to give it 24 and you got to let it go.
I just had on recently, I had Walt Harris on recently.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Wisconsin. I need to get Barry Alvarez back. Doing a little stroll down memory lane. Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. We have that store in Hopewell, by the way, too. You and I want to check them out for the holiday season. Big game weekend, Pitt, Notre Dame, Steelers, Bengals, and Geneva and Case Western. But I had Coach Luckhart on.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew what he had done at Cal. We talked about Frank Bauer, who was one of your assistants. Great
And what
guy.
he done at W&J.
Well, I didn't even realize, Gino, that I always assumed that it was turned around with Banny.
No.
And then I found out, and I think you may have told me, so I didn't sound so stupid when I interviewed him, because if I would have forgot the W&J thing, I mean, every W&J alum would have been after me. But I didn't realize he really, I did a little deep dive. He did some great things at W&J.
No, he was the one that redirected the program. And it was after we've been in 83, and 84, 85, they start doing some things. And John Luckhart is class. He's an incredible coach. He's an
He played in
incredible
the
salesman.
67 Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Bob Greasy is his quarterback. He was a center.
Yeah, and he's got such a presence of where he goes. He's able to get people to help him do things, fundraising. And what they did at Cal, and you mentioned Frank, when Frank was a fundraiser there. Cal was at the top of the Division II world for a long time.
Who would you say, and we'll end on this note, and I'll be back next week to put a bow on this career of his and also hopefully twist his arm to start joining us on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Give me top 3, maybe 5 coaches who really major influences as far as the career of Gino DeMarco that you still think about to this day or call upon them on the sidelines or during practice?
Well, I mentioned Coach Best.
Big time, yeah. I never knew that.
I just don't call him. But over the years, obviously being here with Coach Sullivan, and
I can see that.
And then, when you get into college ball and your first 2 jobs are with 2 guys that end up in the Hall of Fame, they make such an imprint on you because you're young, you're 23, you're trying to do everything, and you kind of learn things. And Coach Don Nealon is in the Hall of Fame with the career he had at West Virginia, and Coach Bill Curry.
And Bruno's.
And then I would have to say, Coach Matrazzo and Coach Matrazzo, Coach Bruno.
Tell me about Traz. I've known him forever. Obviously, he's the grandfather to my children, Robbie and Eva, his lovely daughter, Kelly, and of course, his wonderful wife, Stevie. So I've known them forever. He was one of the very first coaches I ever interviewed on the radio when he was at New Brighton. But when you talk about the cradle of coaches and the Bobby Blyce and the Judge Mancinis and all the people that Carl Flory that were here with Bruno, and this is just my humble opinion, okay? I may not be married to his daughter anymore, but I love Larry Matrazzo with all my heart. He just doesn't seem to get enough love, in my opinion. So why was he so important to you? I know he was your head coach, and when he took over New Brighton, people don't realize he got it going in a big way.
People don't realize this. He was all conference here at Geneva as a defensive back.
I didn't know that.
No, and just a great athlete coming out of Braddock.
So he was going both ways here.
He came out of Braddock. We think of Traz coming out of Beaver Falls. When he came to New Brighton, he brought the attitude of winning. He brought this idea of just confidence. It was something that it was just refreshing. It was refreshing. It was something that was like, at that time, I think after we had a couple tough years at Brighton, we were expecting to lose. Where Traz created this mindset of knowing how to win, and those are 2 different things. But
right. Who was on that staff when you were?
Well, he's had some really great people, and I think, you talk about people that influence you. The one person that I didn't mention, who is probably closest to me of all of these men, is Joe Ursita.
Oh, great.
And it's just because Joe Ursita was and is just an incredible person of how he gives and how he will motivate people and how he'll do anything for people. and how he himself has flied kind of like under the radar, and his personality. He was the coach to me of anybody I ever played for that I would run through a wall for that guy, and I miss him because he's not in the Valley anymore.
Yeah.
And but enough of that.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's good to hear, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, great motivational speaker. Won a WPIL championship. Matter of fact, I think it was 30 years ago, right? Like 95.
Yeah, I mean,
like that.
and then all those players ended up here, and we ended up winning NAI stuff.
Rebar, fast.
Yeah, all of them.
Listen, best of luck this week.
We got to get this, Rob. This is gonna be tough. We can do this, and it's fitting. I mean, it's a game that means a whole lot in terms of if we continue to play, and there's nothing more that you would want in your last game as a coach to know that you get an opportunity to be able to play another week.
You know how much I love football, present, past, all sizes, shapes, makes, and models. But I was looking at your eye, and I kind of been dealing with this contact and waiting to get the other eye done, and I haven't had contacts in a while, so it's just irritating. It's all get out, But we were talking on the show Sunday. I asked the guys a question: where would be maybe the next best place for expansion in the National Football League in the United States? Okay, because eventually the late great Paul Tagliabue started talking about the possibility of being in Europe, playing regular season games there, and obviously that W&J grad, the great Roger Goodell, they're doing that now. But somebody said St. Louis, because the Rams and of course the Cardinals before then. But I'm looking at your eye, and this is where my mindset is. Remember Conrad Dobler?
Yeah.
The offensive lineman?
Yes.
They said he would bite you, poke you in the eye.
Yeah, the dirtiest player in the.
Imagine getting poked in the eye while playing football.
What do you think goes on?
I know.
Underneath that pile of, humanity. It's a game for madmen.
Yeah, but you love it, don't you?
We do.
I know, me too.
Rob, you look great in that hat, dude. You look good.
I
man.
love this hat, man.
Appreciate everything you did for me this year, and let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue. There's a lot more stories to be told here at Geneva College. So, as we like to say, keep the faith. Don't forget Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. And we always talk about the NFL. When we talk about the NFL, we talk about Invisalign, the clear choice for a better smile, and Leon's Billiards and More, where they are open 7 days a week right through the holiday season. Till later tonight on the radio, we have a lot to get to. We're going to salute veterans.
Yes.
That's coming up in just a couple of hours on KDKA.